Welcome back. We're going to continue our look at the counting component of the Provincial Numeracy Screening Assessment for kindergarten. So within counting, just as a reminder, there are 3 tasks, and in this training video, we are going to be looking at the counting sets task. As before, you're going to use 1 scoring sheet per child for all 3 of these tasks. And so the counting sets task falls right within the middle of the scoring sheet. Let's take a look at the setup. So you will need that teacher instruction sheet. You're going to need 1 copy of the dot cards, and there are 5 dot cards found in the administration guide. And you would want to administer the children individually. And this assessment may take about 3 to 5 minutes per child. And you will be ensuring that you complete the scoring for all 3 components of the counting tasks. So, how does this task work? We are going to be looking at 2 of those key principles of counting, which would be the one-to-one correspondence and cardinality. So in the first part, you're going to show the child the first dot card, and you will say, "Can you please point to and count the dots?" You will record their responses on the scoring sheet along with some observations of their counting behavior if applicable. So, for example, are they remembering to count each item only once? Do they skip dots? Do they count a dot more than once? From there, you're going to be looking at the cardinality component. So once they finish counting the dots, you're going to say to the child, "How many dots are there altogether?" And now it's really important to pay attention to the counting behavior. If the student repeats the last number that they said while counting the dots, then you can observe that they understand the cardinality for those dots. If they go back to counting the objects one by one, they are showing you that they have not yet achieved cardinality for that set of dots. And you would repeat these instructions in the same way for the remaining dot cards. So looking here at the scoring, you can see the 5 dot cards listed here on the left. For the dot card with 3 dots, if they count, showing one-to-one correspondence, and come up with a total of 3, they would score 1 point for that first question that you ask. Then when you ask, "So how many are there altogether?" if the child answers 3 again, or the final number that they counted, they would score 1 more point for being able to name that last number counted as the total. If they go back and count one by one, you would not include that as a score of 1 for that item. So they could, for example, score 1 by naming that they're counting that there are 3 dots, and then they may possibly not score 1 if they go back and count from the beginning. And that brings us to the end of the counting sets task.